Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today for your spiritual journey, but we're calling it soul coaching. Reason why is because this deck is called Soul Coaching Oracle Cards, and we're just going to basically see what messages we need today for our spiritual growth, our ascension, and our souls. So anything could literally come up with these cards. Just take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. Everything will be listed down below, as well as this beautiful Pandora's box organite. So we're just going to grab topics from these cards and then we will clarify with tarot. What do we need to know today? What is our soul coaching guidance? Fear. It says your fears are keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. Is that something that resonates for someone out there? Let's go ahead and get some tarot cards on this. This particular deck is called the Psychic Heart Oracle and Tarot. So what is this fear about? What is this fear stemming from? Ooh, we have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands has something to do with issues in our lives, struggles. Yes, this can be inner struggles, but most of the time I see the Five of Wands as drama, other people, other people's influences in our lives. So it could just be that we feel like we really have to defend ourselves. We have to put our guard up. We really have to fight. Shouldn't be so challenging, but it is. So I feel like some of us are basically afraid to move forward because we are afraid that we'll either have to experience certain challenges. It could just be that we don't want to fight with others. So we just want to keep the peace and we don't really want to rock the boat. So something is holding us back though from moving forward. It's keeping us from the life that we actually deserve. See, that's the life that you deserve. This Ace of Wands energy. New vitality. Look at all these rainbows, this rainbow energy here. You know, that could even be looked upon as like these chakras here. Look at that. You know, it's keeping you from aligning your life with what's truly good for you. So the Ace of Wands is the experience of something new and exciting, something that's going to bring you vitality, strength, and courage, happiness, joy. It's all here. And we have the Five of Cups. So you got to change your focus. Some of you guys are real worried about being sad or depressed if you leave something behind. What I'm getting here is something new is going to replace it anyways. So your worries are really for nothing. You're focusing on all of the negatives rather than focusing on the positives. So the Five of Cups usually indicates in the reverse position that we're not going to allow our past or anything to rob us of our happiness in the present and the future. So it could be a disappointing situation as well. Like something has got you down, got you depressed, has you emotional, and you just feel like you don't have it in you to move forward, but you can. Fear is holding you back is what it is. So you deserve more than what you've settled for. Or you deserve more than what you've experienced lately, especially when it comes to disappointment in love. You won't always be depressed, but you do have to keep moving forward in order to shift things up in your life. So hope that resonates for somebody out there. Let's continue. What else do we need to know? We have restlessness. Oh my God, I'm trying to say relentless. I'm like, that's not working out. And the reason why is because that's not the word. It's restlessness. It says, find a way to calm the waters of your mind. Ooh, yeah, okay. So sometimes that can be difficult, but here it is. So we're going to actually go into the sister deck of this one, which is called just the Psychic Oracle and Tarot deck. What is this restlessness about? Oh my God, talk about a restless mind. Just being stuck. Two of Swords energy. So we're stuck. Some of us are refusing to make a decision. We know what to do, but we're refusing to make that decision. We're at a stalemate. So again, nothing is really going to move forward in a positive way until we what? Change our focus, shift our mental space, right? This Five of Wands, we're in a major struggle here. Something new wants to come in, but our fear is holding us back from that. So I know it sounds real easy, like, oh, cool, let me just unstuck myself or whatever. And I know it sounds easier than done, but it really is just that simple. We're only holding ourselves back. It's actually not even other people at this point. It's just us. We have the Hierophant. I love this. The Hierophant, 2 5s. Change your mind, change your life. I'm getting that. But This is about doing what's right for you. This is also about a spiritual quest. This is putting your spiritual ascension to work here. It's kind of like we can't really move forward and do the things that we want to do. Some of you guys might feel drawn to either teaching or just drawn to another life. There's a reason that you feel restless. It's your soul's way of reminding you this isn't it. There's something more for you. There's something deeper here. There's something else here for you. But your fear is holding you in the kind of unknown. The fear is holding you in the comfortable just rut that some of you guys might be in. So Spirit's saying you've got to find a way. Oh, love this. You've got to find the way to create, move forward. This is the Empress's energy. It's beautiful. Double Taurus coming through with the Venus here, and that's Taurus. So nurture. You got to find a way to nurture yourself. You got to find a way to take care of yourself. You got to find a way to get out of this rut because Spirit wants to take care of you. But it's kind of like Spirit takes care of those that take care of themselves. This is a co-creation, man. It's not a save me. It's a let's do it together. You give a little, I give a little. Let's make it happen. Okay. So some of you guys were born to create something, create some sort of abundance. Some of you guys were actually meant to either be married and have children. Some of you guys want that, but you're only holding yourselves back. There's nothing wrong with that goal. You know, I know nowadays that's maybe old fashioned. I don't need a man or I don't need a, woman in order to create that. And you don't. In some instances, you don't. But if some of you guys want that, you want the marriage, which can be Hierophant. You want the traditional relationship. You want to be a mother or whatever, even a father. This is telling you here that whatever energy that you're stuck in, or maybe even a relationship that's not making you happy, you're not going to get what you want by settling. So I don't know who the hell that's for, but that is for someone out there. All right, what else? Old soul, you have lived many lifetimes and have gained wisdom beyond your years. So there's a part of me that says, you know better. You've been here before. You have so much wisdom under your belt. Why are you wasting time? But the thing is, some of us are harder learners than others. Some of us have thicker skulls than others. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. Joy and stability are yours in this life if you want it. But you got to be willing to walk through that portal, 1111. You got to be willing to basically build your foundation so you can get on with living, get on with enjoying your life. I feel like you guys have already created a foundation for yourselves in previous lifetimes, but this right here is saying joy is yours if you want it. You've already created it. You just have to realize it. Wow. Observe. This is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is seeing things from a different perspective. Exactly like change your shift your focus, change your mind, change your life. There's something about joy and stability are actually yours right now. But it may be that you're so focused on your fears or so focused on your problems and your issues with other people or just the challenges in your life that you're not really making any headway. You're stuck in that energy. So kind of observe where you're at. Do you not like where you're at? There's a reason. You can change your life and change your experiences at any time that you choose to. Ah, the Justice card. Yep, make a decision and detach. Also, this is about detaching from results. Sometimes we get so focused, so hyper-focused on results that we actually block ourselves from what's meant for us. No, I want this one thing. This is what I think is best for me. And Spirit's kind of like, actually, it's not. So sometimes we have to detach from what we think is best for us, especially if it's something that's not working. You keep banging on a door that won't open or keep banging your head on the wall and getting the same results. It's not really going to go anywhere. So kind of observe what we've been doing here. If something that you've been kind of pushing and trying and putting all your time and effort into is not paying off, it might be time to switch things up and maybe close the door, go in another direction, or just detach completely, right? Enjoy your life, experience joy in the meantime. Detach. You're here to actually enjoy yourself. It's not all work. That's what Spirit's trying to tell us too. It's the way that you look at your life that makes it challenging. Ooh, love that. All right, what else? Soul group. I like this, okay? So some of you guys are getting ready to connect with certain members of your soul group to learn and ascend in a whole new way. And others of you are already connected in a soul group. And so if you've had challenges with people, there's a reason. They're here to help assist your ascension. Nobody that you meet in this life or connect with is by accident. We have the Four of Pentacles. I like this because this means, yes, our soul group, our soul family, soul connections, soul ties, those are those were either built in other lifetimes or there's just something very cosmic about that feeling that you have when you're with that person, right? And we tend to want to hold on very tightly to these people once we connect with them because it feels so intense. It feels so familiar to us. But sometimes that can end up working against us. So the Four of Pentacles always reminds us we've got to let go a little bit. We got to open ourselves up to other situations, other areas of growth, other people to grow and ascend with. Some people may want to just latch on to that one person. This one person is my entire life. This one person is the only reason that I came here. This one person is the only person that I can grow with. Not true. We have a whole group of souls when we come into this life to grow with. So if you're hyper focused on one thing or have tunnel vision on a particular person, it might be Spirit's way of saying that some of that fear is holding you back. Some of that opening yourself up to new opportunities might be stemming from the fear of letting go. What happens to this person and I if I let go, if I open myself up to new opportunities? Whatever happens is meant to happen. So if somebody falls away from your life, that's the way that it's meant to be. If they are still connected to you, then there you go. If maybe it creates more of an avenue for you and someone else to grow together and to come together, then that's a beautiful thing too. But remember, we're very detached from outcomes and we're just open to the experience of living. So we need to open ourselves up a little bit more, try to hang on less, try to stop hanging on so tight. Because that's where the growth is. It's the sun, but it's coming up reverse because this tells me here that some growth is not happening for some of us because we're refusing to open up. We're refusing to open up with other people in our soul family. Some of us have been burned so many freaking times. I can speak from experience. Been burned so many times. Maybe I burned other people too. Regardless, burning people and getting burned and hurting yourselves and others, this is a part of learning. This is a part of ascension. So this is essentially telling us that we do need to open ourselves up, even if we've been hurt before. There's other people that we're meant to connect with. Let's not focus on those few that it just turned into a disaster, or it was just really, really heavy. That's not going to be every soul that you meet. So sometimes we do have to kind of be willing to open up a little bit more on our journeys, because to open up and to put your heart out there is truly living. But we can't really shine or thrive unless we are willing to open ourselves up and be somewhat vulnerable, okay? We're just going to be a little bit smarter and a little bit more discerning this time. But that's the only way to grow. The only way to grow is to move. It's interesting, it wants to come up sideways. So we can either stay stuck or we can move forward. We can move through these challenges. We can get hung up on this person that did this to us, this person that did that to us. Or we can move forward in life. We can continue to move forward with our destiny and our journeys. We can continue to make that vehicle move forward. So the answer is not to get hung up on the soul family, the soul ties, the soul group, the soul contracts. It's not to get hung up on all this crap and stay stuck. It's to move through the energy. That's where the ascension is. That's where that's where your strength is. Shine. That's where you really shine, is when you move, not when you hold on so tightly with a tight grip and say, I'm going to die without this. That is not thriving. So there's something about our soul family. Our soul groups are here to help us to ascend. They are not here to keep us stuck or to get hung up on issues for the rest of our lives. Okay. So let's go ahead and get a few more, and then we're going to close up the reading. I'm telling you right now, there's something about that message. Some of us, when we feel a connection with someone, it can become downright toxic and obsessive, okay? Because it feels so intense. It feels like, oh my God, it's so good. But it says it's time to get out of your head and get back into your heart space. Remember that heart, unconditional, that heart space that just wants to experience love rather than experiencing ownership or I have to have this, or I have to have all these attachments that we build to people. So we're being taught something about obsession versus unconditional love. Okay. Just truly experiencing love. 7 of Wands. It's a freaking battlefield. Love is a battlefield. I don't know why that just came through. Pat Benatar, man, it's a friggin' awesome song. But it is a battlefield. But the thing is, we can make it a nightmare. People actually choose their battles. People actually choose how they're going to participate in the madness. So if some of you guys have lost yourselves in another person, or if you lost yourselves in whatever, hell, we can lose ourselves in anything. You've chosen that battle, and it is your lesson to learn. You're going to learn something from that battle, okay? And it's very easy to villainize people. It's very, very easy to villainize things when they don't work out in your favor. But it's us as human beings that are affecting the situations or affecting the energies around us, really. So get out of your head, get out of your ego, and learn from what you've experienced so far. So that way, when you get into your next battle, because you probably will, because this is life, you're going to be more in your heart space, and you're going to do more or make decisions more from the heart instead of the ego. I need to be right. I can't forgive. I need to fight. That's ego. Be more in your heart space, which is, you know what? I can understand why this person might be feeling this way, or I can understand that maybe they're not wanting to participate with me the way I want to participate with them. I can understand that we might not be on the same page. That's okay. I'm not going to take it personally. That's in the heart space. Seven of Cups. We don't have to be all confused in life. Sevens. Ooh, I love this. This is very spiritual to me. Sevens to me are spiritual hardships, but we learn so much through those spiritual lessons. Definitely ascension here for us if we want it, if we want to take it and recognize it. So what is the Seven of Cups? I could sit around and daydream and be in a fantasy world and just be all confused and emotional. And that's in that very Neptunian energy. I can be in that energy all day long and get totally screwed up. Absolutely on my path. I can take anything and make it a nightmare. That's Seven of Cups for you. But when it's reversed, it means that we're willing to come out of that way of thinking. We're willing to step aside and put our attachments, or I don't know, it's not an attachment, our expectations of other people. If they would do this, then I'll be happy. Or we plug into things because it feels good, because something is providing us some sort of happiness or some sort of a sensation. So we plug into it, but sometimes we lose ourselves in that. Balance is key. So this is giving us an opportunity to be a little bit more grounded with the battles that we've experienced so far. If we've lost our way, guess what? We're going to figure it out. It's going to be reflected back to us in the things that don't work out, the unpleasant experiences. It's going to reflect to us a lesson, something for us to go, you know what? I remember what that was like that one time when I did this. So you know what? Maybe that's not the best path for me. I'm going to go ahead and go over here instead. That is just living. And look at you, you heal. Stars energy, you break the chains that bind you. You no longer have to obsess. You no longer have to fall into the traps of toxic people. You see these signs immediately. You don't go down those paths. And even if you do go down those paths temporarily, it's not as long as it was before because you know what you're involved in. You have more spiritual tools and tools for healing. So it's quicker. The recovery rate is quicker. You don't have to lose years of your life hung up on people or situations because you have been given these tools to help yourself out of that hole. Loving this. So we're going to get one last message for our soul coaching session. You are a freaking empath, you guys. It's probably why you watch these readings. You're very sensitive. I'm an empath, but the thing is, when you are basically ran by energy, that can sometimes be a curse. It can feel that way. You may be confusing other people's energy with your own. This does happen to me a lot too, because a lot of the times, and it's because I do personal readings for people, I take on a lot. And I feel a lot of, I don't want to say responsibility, because I'm not responsible for how people are viewing their situation or what they're doing or not doing or what they're seeing or not seeing. I'm not responsible for that. But as an empath, I do take my collective and I do take the people that are coming to me for readings into consideration. And sometimes things can get dark and confusing. Sometimes people are really stuck or maybe even participating in very toxic situations and connections. So this will in turn kind of shift things for me to where I feel an obligation and a duty to my collective to really lean more towards grounded messages. You see? So that is an example of being an empath. You know, you tend to kind of take on other people's stuff that's not even your own, and you're just kind of thinking of everyone rather than just yourself, which is kind of a good thing, but it can, of course, turn into something negative as well if you don't know how to block it. And I ain't no professional, so I definitely don't know how to block it all the time. So anyways, let's go ahead and get our last messages here. I'm just not an expert in that department. Like, I haven't mastered that yet, is what I'm trying to say. Nine of Cups in the reverse position. So what is the Nine of Cups? Dreams coming true. So sometimes being an empath and, you know, you win some, but then you lose some. You feel intense, but then you feel the intense low. That's the message that's coming to me. Things can feel like a dream come true, but also things can feel like a nightmare as well. So I feel like some of us have the ability to experience emotions at just the greatest depths. Not all human beings actually can do that. It takes a special type of person. You're an empath. You can do that. It's actually a gift. But again, anything in life can turn into a nightmare because we can take it there. So I feel like a lot of your desires and a lot of the things that you feel in this particular lifetime, you feel very, very deeply, you feel very, very strong. So a lot of things can feel like a dream, but then also it can feel like a nightmare. So it's kind of like we're walking this really fine line between dark and light. Oh yeah, especially when it comes to connections, you guys, especially when it comes to love. You feel things deep into the core of your soul. You feel it all the way, like you feel deep. I mean, we're talking lifetimes ago. Wow, that didn't make any sense. Past life connections. You feel it. Soul connections, karma. You feel it. You feel it all. This is like a DNA strand. You feel it. And some of you guys may have come here to clear up a lot of trauma. And that's why things might feel very intense for you. Kind of like, can't I catch a break? Absolutely, you can. You can catch a break. But some of your spiritual assignment might be that you're working through some sort of traumas. Some of you guys might also be working with ancestral, karma. We're clearing some of that karma from our ancestral lines in this life. So you've come into this life to really feel it so you can heal it, you see? So it might feel like a dream come true, but it might feel like a nightmare. It's about finding that nice, just balance between dark and light. Some of you guys may get kind of pulled to the darkness sometimes. Some of you guys might be pulled more towards the light. But I'm getting there right in the middle is where you probably want to be. Because if you're not, you have a tendency to perhaps get kind of washed away and carried away with just basically that energy. So now we have the Judgment card, Blossom. And I love this because what is the Judgment? The Judgment card is resurrection. It's right before we're going into a new phase in our life. We're really blossoming. We're growing. We're healing. We're reviewing our past. This again to me is karma, past traumas in this life and other lives. So this to me is that this is just what's coming to me. You are a chosen one. You're a chosen one in this life to do this healing for your ancestral line. So your life is going to feel a lot more intense than other lifetimes. It's going to feel, you're going to perhaps go through, or maybe you already have a lot more kind of darkness, dark nights of the soul, tower moments, shifts and deaths and rebirths than your normal average person. But it is all here for you. It's all for your ascension. It's all here for you to also help other people to perhaps ascend as well and to clear and to heal. Okay? We can't change people, but we can create a difference in this world when we change ourselves. So we can literally heal with love and light, empath, light worker, something like that. But it's not all about being light, love and light all the time. You can still very much be a light worker and operate in the light, but you also are very aware of the shadow. So I think that there's just a huge misunderstanding about that. You know, anything shadowy, dark, evil, you know, all that. No, at least, you know, that's just my belief system. It doesn't have to be yours. But anyways, that is what I have for you guys today. So I really hope that this was helpful to some of you. I just wanted to do something different instead of doing all the categories and the different decks. I'm just like, you know what? Let's just do soul coaching. Let's do one deck with 2 different decks that are similar, you know, and let's just see what comes out. And sometimes less is more, and simpler stuff sometimes can bring forth different messages. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the style this week, and thanks for watching. And I will see you guys on Friday for the weekend forecast. All right, take care. Bye-bye.